Do you ever feel like you're just constantly running on a financial hamster wheel? Well, if you do, this is for you. We're going to break down a completely different way to look at your money. And it's all inspired by a guy who went from being totally broke to becoming a millionaire. And we'll give you the blueprint so you can do it too.
Yeah, does this feel familiar? You know, you're making pretty good money, you're trying to do all the right things, but you still feel totally stuck in that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, just wondering where it all goes at the end of the month.
And hey, if you feel that way, you are so far from alone. A really startling survey found that 8 out of 10 American workers were tangled up in that exact same financial web, just constantly stressed about making ends meet.
But here's the real kicker. This isn't just a low-income problem. A 2023 study found that more than half of the people earning over $100,000 a year reported living paycheck to paycheck. Yep, just let that sink in for a second. So what if you could actually break that cycle? George Kamel did it. He started out with almost $40,000 in student loan debt and somehow became a debt-free millionaire in less than 10 years. So, how do you do it? What was the secret? Well, the very first step is to kind of rethink all the financial wisdom we've been taught our whole lives. And we're going to start with the biggest one of them all, this myth that you absolutely need a credit score.
Right? We're all told we need a good credit score. There was even a study in 2023 that found that building credit is one of the top reasons people get a credit card in the first place. But do you really know what that score is measuring? It's just a number that says how likely you are to pay back money you borrowed. That's it. It's not a wealth score. It's a debt score.
And this is a huge mindset shift right here. See, the system wants you to focus all your energy on managing your debt. But if you actually want to build wealth, your focus needs to be on managing your money. Those are two completely different things.
So here's the most important point to get. Your credit score doesn't care one bit about your income. It doesn't care how much you have saved in the bank. It has literally nothing to do with your actual wealth. It only measures one thing, how good you are at borrowing money and then paying it back.
Okay, I can practically hear you thinking it. This all sounds nice in theory, but how do you actually function in the real world without a credit score? I mean, how are you supposed to rent an apartment? Or buy a house?
You might be surprised, but it is totally possible. You can rent an apartment. Sometimes you just have to offer a slightly bigger refundable security deposit. Most employers, they don't even check credit scores anymore. And for that huge purchase, a house, well, George Kamel himself bought his home with something called a no-score loan. That's where the lenders actually look at your real financial health, your income, your savings, instead of some random debt score. And the interest rates, they're often just about the same.
All right, so once you've broken free from that credit score myth, the next big step is understanding all the outside forces that are literally designed to keep you spending. We're talking about the powerful combo of marketing and consumerism. Marketing isn't just TV ads anymore. It's personal, it's one-on-one, it's product placement in stores. And then there's brand association, which is so powerful. Think about Subaru for a second. Do you just think of a car? Or do you think of adventure, getting outdoors, this feeling of freedom? That's marketing. It's telling you a story about who you could become if you just buy their stuff. And this quote from George just hits the nail on the head when it comes to sales and promotions. We all love a good deal, right? But like he asks, are you really saving money if a sale just convinces you to spend money you were never planning on spending in the first place? The focus shouldn't be on the money you're saving, it should be on the money you're actually spending. Okay, so you know the myths to watch out for. You know the systems to be wary of. Now, let's get into the good stuff, the practical tools you can start using today to build your own blueprint for freedom. And it all starts with 2 key habits, budgeting and smart spending.
You've probably heard of budgeting, and maybe you even groaned a little bit at the thought. But listen, it is one of the most powerful tools you have. There are tons of methods, like the 50-30-20 rule you see here, but honestly, the specific system doesn't really matter. Just having a plan for your money. That's what gives you that amazing feeling of being in control.
And let's get this straight right now. A budget is not a financial straitjacket. It's not about what you can't have. It's the total opposite. It's a tool that gives you permission to spend, but to do it mindfully and without feeling any guilt about it.
The second tool is becoming a smart spender. And that just means before you make any big purchase, you just pause for a second and you run through this quick 5-step checklist. Number 1, self-awareness. Ask yourself, will this actually make my life better? 2, motive. Why am I really buying this? Am I trying to impress someone or just feeling down? 3, affordability. Can I pay for this in cash right now? 4, research. Is this really the best price I can get? And finally, 5. Timing. Is now the right time to buy this, or should I just wait?
And here's the best part. If you go through all 5 of those questions and the purchase still makes sense, then you can buy it with a totally clear conscience. You get to feel that peace of mind that comes from knowing you made a smart, intentional choice with your money.
See, the power is truly in your hands. I mean, if George Campbell could go from being tens of thousands in debt to becoming a debt-free millionaire in less than a decade, you can absolutely transform your financial life too. The principles are all here. So the only question left is the one on your screen. The best time to start is right now. So what's your first step going to be?